So this build is, again, it's made around fire. It's supposed to be fire. There's, you know, some curveballs in like this, but we'll get down there. You want to start off with Firebolt. I have 1 point in there. Throw those more points on later levels. I don't know yet. This is the first, honestly, first time I played through Diablo 4. You want Enhanced Firebolt. When your enemies are burning and this goes through them, it's hitting other enemies behind them, causing more burn. Now remember this, you want burn. Critical Strike. I mean, come on. Glinting Firebolt. That's good. So it increases the burning damage you deal to the enemy by 20% for 4 seconds. When you see how the burn all accumulates, you'll see why this is so good. Now, if you're having mana problems, which this might end up having mana problems, I'm not even going to lie about that. You can always take this one off and go to here. Generate 2 mana when hitting a burning enemy. Hello? Your entire build is about burning and you can get mana off of burning enemies. So if you're having mana problems, that's a good fix. Then you come down here for Fireball. Now Fireball is nasty. It's gross. So when you get a big old bunch around them and you use the Fireball, it just blows them up. Which when we go down here for enhancements, it's the one I'm putting on there. And then you want Enhanced Fireball. Again, hits the enemies. Bam, creates this big old like circle thing, and it just boom. You'll see it in action a little bit later on. Not that much later, but a little bit later. Greater Fireball, again, it's just bigger, and just bam. And again, you get more burning damage. So it creates 10% of the burning damage you've applied to enemies as additional direct damage. Now remember this burning concept we got going on here. Now I get to here. One thing I've seen on YouTube is people were using the flame shield. Not a bad idea. You get immune, you stay alive. Not a bad idea. Personally, if you do that, you're going to want to do the mana builders because you're not going to have any way to regenerate mana at all, and you are going to hurt. I might do this later on in late game, but when you're leveling up, because I'm level 23. So if you're leveling up, whether you're in my live or you're watching this on YouTube, if you're leveling up, this is so far the best build I've come up with and seen. So if you're looking for a build to level up on, so far. Okay. So in this nice little lovely area, you want Teleport. Get you out of a bind. That'll definitely help you get out of a bind. So transform into lightning, becoming unstoppable and surging to the target location, dealing 76 damage around you upon arrival. Now you're not really using this for that damage. You're not. You're using this to get out of a bind. Or move faster through a map because you're trying to go to bed. Or when you're trying to bunch them all up, you can teleport to the middle of them. I'll show you a little way like why that would work. But you deal damage, hit them with the fireball, and then you'll hit them with a fireball. Again, it's enhanced teleport. Cooldown is decreased by 0.5 seconds per enemy hit, up to 3 seconds. You're constantly going to be hitting enemies. This thing comes back like that. And then after teleporting, you get a 30% damage reduction for 3 seconds. So it actually does help. I don't always use it when I'm in crowds. I definitely more use it when I'm trying to get away from them so I don't die. So use it how you wish. Then I got Ice Horn. So a barrier of ice forms around you for 6 seconds, absorbing 30% of your base life, 114 in damage, which is not that bad. While an ice armor is effective, 5% damage dealt is added to its barrier. Barrier now is 125. I mean, it's honestly, it's really good. While ice armor is active, your mana regeneration is increased by 25%. This is a main reason why I use this, is for the mana regeneration. Of course, I use it when I'm in a big old bunch of enemies. I just tap that button, I got a shield. They're hitting me, I'm absorbing it. I'm hitting them back. You know how that goes. Then I got the enhanced ice armor. While ice armor is active, your mana regeneration is increased by 25%. So, let's see what your mana regeneration, 25%. Trust me, it's worth it. And then one of the main things that you'll use in this build, Hydras. Got 5 of these suckers in the Hydras. These things are wicked. I've popped them underneath bosses, and even though, you know, it doesn't kill the boss in one hit, it really helps. I can also use them when I'm running away from enemies, because the enemies will stop and attack the Hydras while the Hydras just decimate everything. So you get a 3-headed Hydra for 10 seconds. Each head spits fire at enemies doing 52 damage. Maximum 1 active Hydra at a time. Nah, I wish that would go up a little bit, but you know, it is what. While healthy, you're, well, okay, that's a modifier. Just we'll go. So that one, and then we go up here for enhanced Hydra. While healthy, your cast of Hydra gain. Wow, your cast of Hydra gain 1 additional head. 4-headed Hydra, I think it. Summoned Hydra is the other one. This one is not too bad. After you critically strike your Hydra gains 3% critical. If you got critical strikes up through the roof, you know, go for it. So this one's better for most of us. And also, Hydra also burns enemies for an additional 12% of the base damage dealt over 6 seconds. Remember, burns, okay? Keep that in mind. As we go down here, we have the firewall. Create a wall of flames that burns enemies for 499 damage over 8 seconds. So, yeah. Enhanced firewall. Enemies take 25% increased damage from you while standing in a firewall. Shoot one of them suckers down and stand it. Done. Now on these, another one that you can switch up on if you're having mana issues. This is another one that I can switch on if I'm having mana issues. This is, as far as I've gotten with points, if it works the way that it is, I'm keeping it this way. But I'm just letting you know, if you have mana issues, this is another way to switch it up. Okay, so right now I've got it as Mage's Firewall. Enemies continue burning for 3 seconds after leaving Firewall. Pretty good. I think so. We'll find out. The other one is you gain 5% increased mana regeneration per active Firewall up to 25%. You're going to get a lot of mana regeneration doing that. And honestly, if you're having it, I would almost switch to this over the Firebolt. You want the burning. But you can make that decision. Remember, all what we're doing here, create what you want to create. Your character is your character. This is just like maybe a starting point for somebody that's just starting. Down here, now of course we don't have enough points, but remember all that burning we're talking about? Look at that. Summon a fire serpent that continually constricts the target area, burning enemies for 920 damage. Now I've seen this thing in action. I've seen other shows and stuff. I can't wait. All we need is one more point, one more level, and we get it. And then we'll go up here. Inferno repeatedly pulls enemies to its center. While Inferno is active, requirements for skills cost no mana. So yeah. The other thing I kind of think of that you could mix with this. Let me find it. Is Blizzard. So I might try something later on, maybe an in-game. Or I'll do that with Blizzard. But, and that, honestly, if you did that, I think it'd be cool. Because you constrict them towards the center and pop a Blizzard on their heads. And down here you'll go this. Your burning effects deal 2% increased damage per unique source of burning you have applied to the enemy. If the enemy is burning for 3 or more sources, this bonus is doubled. Why you want everything to burn. Now after you get all these, go back and just reset. This one, of course, you want Fiery Surge. You want Endless Pyre. And you want Warm. Every 1 second you heal 0.3% of your maximum life for each nearby burning enemy. Healing increased to 6% from bosses. You constantly heal. If you have enough, you can ignore 2 days. That's mana. It's not bad. You want all 3 of these. Skills cost 3% increase, or skills deal 3% increased damage while you are healthy. You deal 10% increased critical strike damage against burning enemies if they are also immobilized. This bonus is increased by 25%. Your pyromancy skills have up to 5% chance to immobilize enemies for 2 seconds. The chance is doubled while you are healthy. You want all 3 of those. You're gonna grab all 3 of these. I don't think you need this one. No. These you do. You want to align the elements. You gain 1% damage reduction against every for each second you have taken damage from 1 up to 40%. Every time you spend 100 mana, you get 5% damage reduction for 5 seconds. Mana shield. Nice. Protection using a cooldown grants 10% of your maximum life. As a barrier for 2 seconds. So really, if all this stuff is working and you feel like you don't need this, I would take this off and put the frostbolt on. Just a thought. Glass cannon, I actually took this one off so I could get more main. Was using this, and I will go back to using this because it is actually pretty good. You get a lot more damage done. You do receive damage, but you have this shield, so it's okay. And as of right now, that is the best, best build I've come up with and seen for levels 1 to 50. So if you're starting out and you're looking for a good, maybe fire build or just whatever build, start with Diablo. I do suggest this one.